What's up, Manna U majors? I'm Daniel McBride, your Student Life Director, and I'm back here again with week 4 of our Manna U Moments for the month of March 2026. Can you believe we're in 2026? I know it's March now, but it still feels unreal to me. Anyway, we're continuing in our theme for this month, which is stuff that I read in the Bible that encouraged me. Today we're going to be looking at Genesis chapter 15, specifically verse 13, but first I'm just going to set you up with a little bit of context. As we see in this passage, starting in verse 12, as the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell on Abraham. Now Abram has just made a sacrifice to God, and it seems like there's something God wants to communicate to Abram. So now it says, "And behold, dreadful and great darkness fell upon him. Then the Lord said to Abram, know for certain that your offspring will be sojourners in a land that is not theirs, and will be servants there, and they will be afflicted for 400 years. But I will bring judgment on the nation that they serve, and afterward they shall come out with great possessions. And as for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried in a good old age, and they shall come back here in the 4th generation, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete." Now, this is just a small snippet of this passage. And you might be thinking, it's a little bit of an odd thing to say it encourages you, right? It's just a prophecy about what's going to happen with the Hebrews sojourning in Egypt and then being carried out and carried back into the land of Canaan. But what stands out to me is, why is it here, right? So God is telling Abram, and I'm trying to figure out, as I'm reading this the first time, or not the first time, but as I was reading this the other day, I was thinking about, why does God choose to say this to Abram now? Why is this an important detail for Abram? How is it going to affect Abram? I think for Abram, maybe God's trying to communicate, hey, listen, I don't just have a plan for you. I don't just have a plan to make you a people, but I actually have a plan for what I'm going to do with those people. But I think beyond that, bear in mind who this is being written to, right? As far as we know, Moses is the one recording the book of Genesis within the Pentateuch, right? The Torah, the law. So we see that Genesis is being recorded by Moses. Who's he recording it for? He's recording it for the Hebrews. Which Hebrews? The ones who just came out of slavery in Egypt. The ones who now, as they're hearing this, possibly for the first time, are going to be finding out that God had a plan for them to go to Egypt. That all the things that they've been through that are difficult, all the challenge, all the suffering, it wasn't outside God's plan. That God's hand of provision was on them throughout every step of the way. Now, sort of like we talked about a couple weeks ago when we talked about Hagar's story, I am not in the situation of these folks. You are hopefully not in the situation of these folks. So we're not going to pretend that we're them and insert ourselves into this passage. But what we will do is observe God's character and God's nature and what things from this passage do apply. And what I see here is a God who plans, a God who isn't reckless, a God who has provision for his people, who has a plan for his people. And guess what? Gentile or not, we have been grafted into the family of God. And so now, God also has a plan for us. God also has provision for us. And I find that really encouraging. And Manna U, I really hope that you guys do. So I'm praying for you guys. I love you guys. And I hope you have a blessed week. I'll see you again soon.